Hi there, this time I am going to discuss activity ratios. What are activity ratios? Activity ratios just basically assess how the company is effectively using its assets. All right, so at this point, you already have an idea of the kind of accounts that we are going to talk about or we are going to focus on in solving activity ratios. So we have here eight types of activity ratios. We have accounts receivables turnover, we have average collection period, we have inventory turnover, we have average age of inventory, accounts payable turnover, average payment period, operating cycle, and cash conversion cycle. So at this point, you might have an idea that we're going to work on a lot of formulas here. So don't worry because I have provided in this module a summary of all the formulas that we're going to use, okay? And you would always have the option to rewind the video and move back to the certain type of activity ratio that you would want to know more about or to have a review on. So when we talk about receivables turnover, it assesses how efficient the company is in collecting its accounts receivables. All right. So the formula that we're going to use for this type of ratio would be credit sales divided by average accounts receivable. So when we talk about credit sales, these are your sales, but your customers haven't paid you yet. So they have purchased your products on account or on credit. When we talk about average collection period, it measures the average number of days from the date of sale until the date of collection. So for the other type of ratio a while ago, we measured how effective the company is in collecting its account receivables. Okay. This time, we're going to look at how many days does it usually take for the company to collect from its customers. Okay. So we're going to make use of the formula average collection period is equivalent to 365 divided by accounts receivables turnover. So it's important that before you can actually solve for this, you have already solved for accounts receivables turnover. Inventory turnover, on the other hand, would indicate the company's ability to see its inventory in a timely manner. Okay, so how can the company really transform its inventory into sales? All right. So inventory turnover would be the cost of sales divided by average inventory. Now, let's look at the average age of inventory. When we talk about average age of inventory, it gives us the idea on how long it takes for the company to sell its inventory to the customers. So we have here the formula, average age of inventory is equivalent to 365 divided by inventory turnover. Accounts payable turnover would tell us how fast the company is in paying its short-term obligations to its vendors or suppliers. So we're going to make use of the formula accounts payable turnover is equivalent to purchases divided by the average accounts payable. Average payment period, on the other hand, would give us the idea about how long the company has to have or how many days the company has to have in order to pay its outstanding accounts to its suppliers. So we're going to solve for it using the formula. Average payment period is equivalent to 365 divided by accounts payable turnover. Operating cycle this time would give us the length of time from the commitment of cash for purchases until the collection of receivables from our operations, such as the sale of goods and services or delivery of services. So we're going to make use of the formula operating cycle is equivalent to inventory turnover in days plus receivable turnover in days. So again, before we can solve for operating cycle, we have to compute first for inventory turnover in days and receivable turnover in days. And then we have cash conversion cycle where we measure how long, okay, it takes from the actual outlay of cash for purchases until the time when we collect the receivables from the sale of our products or delivery of our services. So we're going to make use of the formula cash conversion cycle is equivalent to operating cycle minus payable turnover in days. Again, you can go back to the other parts of this video in order to listen one more time to the formulas as well as the definition of the cash conversion cycle. However, I have provided a summary for a quick reference on these formulas. But if you have any more questions or concerns about the different activity ratios, just feel free again to drop a message in the questions or concerns forum tool in this module. Thank you.